Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about the Malaysia My Second Home Visa, or the MM2H retirement visa. But first, we'll start off with a few facts about Malaysia and then get right into that visa. So some facts about Malaysia. It has about 34 million people in it. English is widely spoken. It's also extremely safe there and has some of the best healthcare on the planet. The median age is about 30 years old. Kuala Lumpur is the biggest city in Malaysia. It's about 13 kilometers by 20. I assume that's where most of the expats would be heading. It's a beautiful city. I'm actually heading there in March of this year to check it out myself, not for retirement, but I've always wanted to go to Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur specifically. And I also want to check out Singapore, but that'll be on another trip, and a few other countries. But what we're going to do right now is get right into those visa requirements. So on the MM2H visa, there's a few requirements and there's a few different zones. So what we're going to focus on is the silver, gold, and platinum, and not the special area zones. Like I said earlier, I'm assuming everyone's heading into Kuala Lumpur, so I'm not going to focus on the other zones. So we'll get right into the requirements. There is a vast separation between the three tiers, so we'll get right into it. Okay, so for all of the visas, you have to be at least 25 years old. And on the silver and the gold, you cannot work and you cannot invest. That is only for the platinum tier. On all three tiers, you must have an investment into a Malaysian bank, and you also must buy a property within a year of landing in Malaysia. And the prices will vary depending on the zone in the tier you're in for the house purchase. But the purchase can be augmented with the mandatory deposit. So you have to deposit a mandatory amount. You can take 50% of that out and apply it to your property purchase. I'll get into that a little more in a minute. So the process for the visa will take about 2 to 3 months, and you must apply for the visa through a licensed agency or an agent here in Malaysia for the MM2H visa. You can find the licensed agents online. It's literally the only way you can apply for it. You don't do it through a consulate, you do it through the agency. And another thing, if you are under the age of 50 years old, you must spend 90 days in Malaysia. If you are 50 years or older, that requirement does not apply to you. You can come and go as you please, apparently. Okay, so another piece of information, the unit of currency here is the ringgit, and you'll see why I'm about to get into the minimum purchase properties and deposits that you have to make. So another thing about the visa though, you can bring your spouse and an independent, of course, and they also have the ability to bring in a parent, a caregiver, and or a maid also, if that applies to you. Okay, so now we're going to go through the tiers, and what we'll do is we'll start with the silver tier. So for the silver tier, the visa is valid for 5 years. The application fee is 1,000 Malaysian ringgit. The agent fee is 40,000, and the renewal will be 1,500. The deposit into the bank will be 150,000 US dollars. And the property purchase price for the silver tier will be $600,000 or more. No, not dollars, ringgit, sorry, ringgit, Malaysian ringgit. The gold is good for 10 years. The application fee is 3,000 ringgit. The agent fee is 55,000. The fee for renewal is 3,000. The fixed deposit is 500,000 US dollars. And the property value is 1 million or more in Malaysian ringgit. Now, the platinum, this is kind of the special one here, because on the platinum, it's good for 20 years, plus you can invest in Malaysian investment products. The gold and silver, you're not allowed, and you can also work, but you're gonna pay for that. So the application fee is 200,000 ringgit. The agent fee is 70,000. The renewal is 5,000. Now, the investment or the deposit into the Malaysian bank is 1 million US dollars. Now remember, you can take 50% of that out. I'm going to touch on that in 1 second. And then the property value for the platinum tier is 2 million ringgit or more. And you will not have a problem spending that in Kuala Lumpur. No problem. Now, I just want to touch on the deposits. You can withdraw 50% of your mandatory deposit from any of the tiers as long as you use it towards the purchase of a house, for medical, travel within Malaysia, or for the education of your children. The only catch that I found, though, is you need to put the deposit into the bank, then buy your house. Obviously, if you buy your house before you get your visa and make your deposit, then you can't take it out and apply it to your house. Other than that, that is pretty much the visa for Malaysia. Okay, so that's the MM2H visa for Malaysia. What do you think of that? It's kind of a big investment for the deposit, the mandatory deposit. And another thing, that deposit has to stay in the bank, or at least 50% of it, the entire time you're in there. So if you're there for 20 years, you're leaving that money in there for 20 years. It's not like an invest and take it out. It's invest, you can only take 50% out. Other than that, I think Malaysia and Kuala Lumpur specifically is luxury at an affordable price. Literally one of the safest places, the best healthcare, some of the best food, literally the best everything. I'm super excited to go visit in March of this year. I hope you guys come and check out that video. Probably won't be out till April. I will be in Malaysia for quite a while. It takes a while to get there, so I'm going to stay in the country for a little bit and put that video up in April. Anyways, comment below your thoughts on the MM2H visa, and that's it for now. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next one.